Hello, viewers. You're welcome to our lecture series on chordates. In today's lecture, we are going to look at the classification of Pisces, that's the fishes. Earlier, we had looked at the Pisces. We had established that the Pisces, the word Pisces, is a conventional name that's used to describe all fish and fish-like vertebrates. And we also looked at the anatomy and physiology of the Pisces. So today, we are going to look at the classification of these Pisces into various classes and others. Today's lecture will be centered on the Agnathostomata. Now, we had established that the Pisces are classified into two superclasses and five major classes, which includes the superclass Agnathostomata. The superclass Agnathostomata basically refers to the class of vertebrates or the group of vertebrates that do not have jaws. Those vertebrates that lack jaws are said to be agnathans, or they belong to the superclass Agnathostomata. The second superclass is the superclass Agnathostomata, which consists of the jawed vertebrates. Now, in the superclass Agnathostomata, we have the class Myxini, which is made up of the hagfishes, then the class Cephalaspidomorphi, which has the lampreys. In the superclass Gnathostomata, which are jawed vertebrates, we have the class Chondrichthyes or Salaci, which is made up of cartilaginous fishes, then the class Actinopterygii, which is made up of ray-finned fishes, and the class Sarcopterygii has the lobe-finned fishes. So we want to now look at the superclass Agnathostomata. The superclass Agnathostomata, or the superclass Agnatha, consists of all vertebrates that have mouth without jaws. Their mouth are without jaws. It consists of the classes Myxini and Cephalaspidomorphi. Myxini, like we said, as the hagfishes, while Cephalaspidomorphi is made up of the lampreys. Now let's look at the class Myxini, the hagfishes. Hagfishes are basically eel-like, scaleless, soft-skinned creatures with paired thick barbels on the end of the snout. They are eel-like fishes, and they are scaleless. They do not have scales in their skins, and their skins are very soft. And one other very important feature of the hagfishes is that they have paired barbels. Barbels are extensions, appendages that are very long, like the whiskers of cats, synonymous with whiskers of cats, but these ones are fleshy. They are found in the end of the snout, that's the tip of the mouth. Now, this class consists of about 30 extant species. Depending on the species, they grow to about 40 to 80 centimeters. That's 16 to 32 inches long. So they can be relatively big. Now, the hagfishes have tail fin and no jaws or bones. And now, they do not have paired fins. These hagfishes lack paired fins, like the pectoral and pelvic fins that are found in other fishes and not found in the hagfishes. The skeletons of hagfishes are usually cartilaginous. They have cartilaginous skeleton. And their mouths are round and slit-like. They have sucking openings provided with horny teeth. The hagfishes have shallow buccal funnels surrounded by finger-like papillae resembling short tentacles. These organisms are known to have poorly developed eyes and usually found buried under that. The eyes are usually found buried under their skin. That's to say that they have vestigial eyes covered by a thin opaque membrane. They are mostly blind. The hagfishes are mostly blind. And there is a single nostril at the end of the snout. Unlike other Pisces or fishes that have two nostrils, The hagfishes have just a single nostril. They also possess 5 pairs of gills, which are used for respiration. The hagfishes are found in cold water to the depths of about 1,300 meters deep. They live, they live on soft bottoms in burrows and habitually lie buried upon the tip of their head, except the tip of their head. They lie buried in the sediments, and they leave only the tip of their heads up to feed and to also basically to ambush their prey. Their diet includes marine invertebrates and dead or crippled fishes. Some are bottom-dwelling scavengers. Some of the hagfishes are bottom-dwelling scavengers. Now here it's a figure that's showing some of these features of the hagfishes we have looked at. We have said that their mouth is surrounded by barbels. These are the barbels, okay, and that's the mouth. And then it has gills. This is the external gill opening, okay, and pores of slim sacs. Then they have just the caudal fin. They lack paired fins. They have just the caudal fin. Now look at the mouth of the hagfishes. The teeth, they have teeth on their tongue, but they lack jaws actually. The hagfishes lack jaws. Now here is a picture that's showing the internal anatomy of the fish, also showing that they have a single nostril. They have just a single nostril that's basically connected to the interior, the alimentary canal. Then it has a mouth and those other features. Basically, it's made up of it has notochord instead of bones. Now, this is also showing the type of way the hagfishes feed. They get themselves attached to their prey to capture their prey or to feed on their prey. Want to look at the second class in the superclass Agnatostomata, and that's the class Cephalospidomorphi, which is made up of the lampreys. This class consists of largely extinct group of jawless fishes with no paired appendages. There are some 35 extant species of lampreys. Lampreys belong to the family Petromyzonidae. They live in the coastal and fresh waters and are found in temperate regions around the world except in Africa. The lampreys are not found in Africa, but are found in temperate regions around the world. These lampreys, like the hagfishes, are eel-like, scaleless animals. Like the hagfishes, they are eel-like, they look like eel, and they do not have scales in their skins. They range from about 15 to 20 centimeters, that's 6 to 40 inches long. Lampreys resemble hagfish in appearance, being eel-like aquatic organisms. They have well-developed eyes, unlike the hagfishes that have eyes that are closed by a flap of skin or that are relatively blind. The lampreys have well-developed eyes, unlike the hagfishes. They also have one or two dorsal fins. Okay, they have dorsal fins. The hagfishes have just caudal fins, while the lampreys have dorsal fins, one or two dorsal fins, and including the tail fin or the caudal fin. Like the hagfishes, the lampreys also have a single nostril on top of the head. They have a single nostril on top of the head, though the nostril in this case is on top of the head and not at the tip of the snout, compared with the hagfishes. They have 7 gill openings on each side of the body. They possess 7 gill openings on each side of the body. Here is a picture of the lamprey inside the water. This is the mouth. It's adapted to a parasitic way of life, and these are the gill openings and the lamprey. Now, I want to look at some very important features of the lampreys. Most species are marine, but some spend at least part of their lives in the fresh water. All species are parasitic, feeding off of the blood of fishes. They get themselves attached to fishes, just as it is shown in this figure. They attach themselves to fish and then suck the blood from the fish, as this lamprey is feeding on the lake trout. Now, this is their mouth adapted for attachment and for sucking blood from their prey. Okay, now here is also a fact. We want to look at their reproductive system, reproduction and lifestyle. Lampreys usually breed in fresh water. Eggs are fertilized externally, which subsequently hatch into larval forms known as the ammocytes. They begin life as burrowing freshwater larvae. That's the ammocytes. So the adult lampreys migrate from the sea to the freshwater to breed. And the fertilization takes place externally. And after fertilization, a larva is formed, and that's the ammocyte. At this stage, they are toothless, have rudimentary eyes, and feed on microorganisms. The larva of the lamprey feed on microorganisms, and at this stage, it doesn't exhibit a parasitic lifestyle. Now, after several years, they transform into adults and typically move into the sea to begin a parasitic life, attaching to a fish by their mouths and feeding on the blood and tissues of the host. To reproduce, lampreys return back to the fresh water, build a nest, then spawn. That they lay their eggs and then they die. One very important feature is that to breed, they will have to return back to the fresh water from the sea. And then they spawn, and after spawning, the parents or the adult lampreys die off. This is a picture or a figure that's showing the ammocyte of the lampreys. That's the larva of the lampreys. Like we said, the larva is basically found in the freshwater environment after it hatches from the egg. Then after hatching, it migrates to the sea. And the adult form usually is parasitic. Usually it feeds on the fish by sucking, using its buccal tunnel attached to its prey to feed on its prey. Now, the body of the fish, the external anatomy, you have external gill slits up to 7, and it has a trunk, and they have, unlike the hagfishes that do not have dorsal fin, they have 1 or 2 dorsal fin. Like in this case now, this particular lamprey has anterior dorsal fin and a posterior dorsal fin, as well as the caudal fin. Thank you very much for listening to this segment of our lecture. Our next class will be on the class Agnatostomata. Watch out for the next class, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.